One. All righty. Okay, everybody, thank you and welcome to the Team Fit Revolution Thursday night call. I'm excited to let you all know that Blake Warrington, founding coach, 9-star diamond coach Blake Warrington, is going to be having a chat with the beautiful and lovely 1-star diamond coach, Karen Williams. And Karen, I want to thank you personally for jumping on the call tonight because, like I said in my little post the other day, I don't know what you're drinking, what magic elixir, but I just love all this energy and enthusiasm from your team. And it's so fun to welcome new people each and every day that are joining your team. And I'm just so happy for you because I know how hard you work. And you're a true leader in our business. And I know Blake and I are very thankful to you for your all the work you do on the Go Emerald trainings, and people are so thankful to you for that and for the sneak peeks that you've done. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, look at all those thumbs up. So I'm going to turn it over to Blake, him take over, and he's going to carry you through this lovely interview. And don't forget to let everybody know your tips and your training, what your magic is.
Yeah, get bold. And jumping being there, man. You're boing, 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 boing. Well, so Miss Karen.
Yes, sir.
I think started off as I know a lot about you, and that's sort of probably what everybody sees you on the Team Fit Revolution page, and you're kind of up front there, but they probably don't know a lot about kind of what you do and all kind of you got a lot going on, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, that'd be a gross understatement to say that. And so I think what I want people to understand is, you're an extremely busy woman and you got a lot of stuff going on, but yet you're still finding the time to do this. And, and we kind of started a conversation with you and Jen and stuff, and you guys are just absolutely crushing it right now as well, too. So I'd probably like to just, give people like a little bit of a who is Karen and what's going on with your life, when you were doing the calls right now, or not the calls, but the Go Emerald training. And of course, we see a lot of people talking about how I got so much going on and everything. And I go, you got nothing going on compared to Karen. You're busy. So maybe just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and, what got you to being a Beachbody coach first, and then kind of maybe, because you got a lot of stuff. So then you can tell us your secret sauce.
Well, I don't know if I have a secret sauce, but I can tell you a little bit about me. There's really not anything amazing or fantastic about me. I'm just like probably every single other person on this call. I've been a coach since 2010. Dabbled in it, for lack of a better word. Never really went all in. I definitely use the being very busy as an excuse. For those of you who don't know, at my highest weight, I weighed 247. I found out I had hypothyroidism. I'm 5'9" on a good day. So 247 and approximately 50% body fat. It wasn't cute. There is nothing cute about it. But that's what I knew. Health and fitness was never anything that was really important in my family. My mother and father, it just never was something that was important to us. We didn't worry about health and fitness. We worried about surviving. That's just the way it was. But once I had my boys, I knew that I had to change something. I watched my father have a couple of strokes, have a couple of heart attacks, and daddy's little girl, 100%. I love the hell out of my dad. My dad's about 6'3". He was about 225 pounds. Not a fat man by any means, but definitely unhealthy. So seeing him at such a vulnerable state where to me, my dad is my superhero. So seeing him not able to control himself in that big old hospital bed, and he looked so tiny in it. And in my eyes, he'd always been this big giant. That was a huge wake up call for me. So I knew I had to do something, and I knew I had to be an example for my boys. I have twin boys. They are 19 now. and they definitely live a healthy and a fit lifestyle. And I'm 100% convinced that it is because of Beachbody. They've been drinking Shakeology from its conception. I insisted on it. And if you know anything about me, I tend to get what I insist upon. So when I insist upon it, they did it. And so that's what they do. It wasn't until probably about last year, I think, I decided I didn't really want to work the business anymore. It was too hard and I didn't have time. I'm a restaurant manager. If you know anything about general managers for a restaurant, it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. I've been there for 16 years. It was 16 years on June the 25th, which is also my boy's birthday, ironically. I'm also a realtor. I'm also a certified personal trainer. And I carried a full client load for a really long time. I had 22 one-on-one clients. But in that time, I had to figure out what I was going to do about my Beachbody business. I need to have freedom of time. My parents are getting older. My dad shouldn't be working, and he is, because they have a ton of bills. So he has to get up and go to work every day, and he shouldn't. And it's hot outside. I live in Florida. It is hot. And he's outside and he's a landscaper. That's what he does. And for someone with a defibrillator in his chest and it's 102 on a good day, feels like 110, it's not ideal. So I decided I needed to work the business. And so I got on the phone call with Blake and I just decided to go all in. The thing I do want to touch on, and then Blake's probably going to ask me questions because I really didn't prepare anything because I was busy. Everybody says that they don't have time. I completely get it. I totally understand, but I am telling you that you will 100% make time for the things that matter. So my advice to everybody, and I wasn't even planning on doing this, but my schedule is always close to me, is I get a calendar. I'm a pen and paper kind of girl. That's what works for me. I get a calendar and I go in and I put in all the stuff that I have to do, not Beachbody stuff, everything else. I put it in. And then wherever there's a space, that is my Beachbody time. And so the way it is right now, I have 2 hours every day that I can devote completely to Beachbody. And that's all I do in those 2 hours. I don't do nothing else, just Beachbody. One way I was able to help make some time for myself was I cleaned out my news feed. You can go to individual people on your Facebook and you can click unfollow. You don't have to follow them. If you don't follow them, they probably won't come up in your news feed. And that's what I had to do. So right now, my news feed, there's like 5 people in it, legitimately. There's 5 people in my news feed. I just click on this little list button and there's 5 people on there. That's it. When I do it that way, I can't get distracted on what I'm supposed to do. As far as who I'm supposed to contact that day and all that kind of stuff, I keep it on the list. I write it out on pen and paper, and I make sure that I talk to those people every day. Whoever's on the list, I talk to them. And that's really all I've been doing. The sneak peeks, I'm working on improving the sneak peek, which is why I have not done one in 3 weeks for the team. And that's because I'm trying to improve it. And I will tell you that the improvement I'm trying to make is to make it appeal more to military. And the reason why is because right now, military can join us for free. We have this opportunity to give them this gift. They have a gift that they can now create a 6-figure income, and it won't cost them a dime. It will cost them nothing except for whatever product they're going to use to get to where they want to be on their journey. And so the reason why we work in this sneak peek is to include that. I think that I want it to appeal more to military. I'm sorry, go ahead, Blake.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. So that's what I'm doing right now with that. But the biggest thing that I've changed from 3 weeks ago to right now is that I just completely drill down on my time and I make it important. I took myself out of a ton of Facebook messages, which was just me talking to my friends, I just took myself out of all those messages. They're just not there anymore. And I'm completely focused on what I have to do, which is build this business. That's it.
Well, it's a little more than that. So when you So, when we talk about, you got your little 2-hour chunks, which is awesome because that's, you're scheduling your days and hours of operation of your business like you would a real business. So you're treating it like a real business. But a lot of people shuffle paperwork around and they do kind of busy work and they don't get anything done. So maybe let everybody know, what you do during that 2 hours so that they know it's not, shuffling paperwork around and maybe answering some Facebook posts or something like that. It's not really building the business, so to speak. So you got to like open your mouth and pick up the phone and talk to people and what you do too. And then also, well, I'll answer that because I want to talk about what you do with Facebook because it's phenomenal.
Okay. For my 2 hours, the first thing I do is I go into my groups. I have an accountability group for my customers that I go into, and I go into the Go Emerald trainings and things like that to make sure that things are posted. After that, I do my follow-ups. Whoever I was supposed to get back to from the day before, I get back to those people. From there, I add 2 people every morning, which means I'm constantly deleting people off of my Facebook. If there's any negativity or whatever going on around somebody, I just delete them. I want my everything to just be completely positive. When you're going for a goal, anything negative is a distraction. And I'm an emotional person, so if I get ticked off about something, I'm ticked off all day. So it's better for me to just kind of take it out of my feed, and that's what I do. So I spend those times adding people. I spend those times calling people on the phone. I've gotten real good about just picking up the phone and calling somebody. There was a time when, and I think who's on this call right now, Josie will tell you that there was a time when if your phone rang and it was me, the first thing you do when you answer the phone is say, oh my God, who died? And that's because I never picked up the phone and I never called anybody. I'm a text person. But what I have found is everybody's reverting back. Everybody wants to be contacted on the phone. Everybody wants to get a mail in the actual mailbox, that thing that's in front of your house that nobody ever uses anymore, that thing. That's what people want. So I've gotten really good about just picking up the phone and calling people. I get permission. The other way I've started to add people, I saw that somebody asked, what am I doing to add people? I don't know who that was. But I stopped handing out business cards. And I'm not saying that's what you should do, but what I do is I have, and you won't be able to see it because it's horrible glare probably on this phone, but I downloaded that, I have the mobile app on my phone. And so when I'm talking to somebody, you can't really see it, but it's the Team Beachbody mobile app. When I'm talking to somebody in conversation while I'm running errands or whatever the case may be throughout my day, and I need to get their contact information, I don't give them my business card. I hand them my phone and I say, you know what? I have to follow. I want to send you some information, but I have to follow all the anti-spam laws. I don't spam. It's illegal for me to spam, and I would never do that. But in order for me to send you this information, I need you to give me permission to send you this email. And they'll say, oh, of course, no problem. Okay, awesome. Can you just put your name and your email address in this app? And then it'll send you an email and it'll say, is it okay for me to mail you? And if you opt in on that email, I'll be able to send you information. Now, I use that instead of giving out business cards because what happens is if you're like me, you're always in a hurry, always. So you'll give them your business card, and just because you're in such a hurry, you won't ask them for the information back, or because it makes you uncomfortable, or because you're not used to it, or just you forget. But if you don't have a business card, you can have them put their information on their phone, and then all you have to do is follow up. You don't have to depend on them calling you, because I can promise you they're probably not. So that's what I do to add people. I do go into groups. I'm not good in groups, and I know a lot of people can find people in groups. I get lost in groups. There's a ton of groups, and there's some good groups, but there's also some negativity in those groups, so I have to not be in those groups. So I have to physically talk to the people that I'm adding every day. But for people who are really good on Facebook and love to be in the groups and all that kind of stuff, then that would absolutely work for you to go into groups that you have an actual common interest in and, build relationships within the group. I just don't do that. It's just easier for me to talk to people face-to-face, one-on-one. Was that helpful?
How are you getting them?
Or was that confusing? Because I can be confusing. Okay.
How are you getting them? How are you getting them to get you the phone number? Yeah, how are you getting their phone numbers?
I give them my phone. Oh, for the phone number, I'll ask them. I get their email through the app, and in the conversation, in the email that I send them, I will ask them if it's okay if I contact them on the phone. And most people prefer it over email even now. People that are really interested, they want you to call them. They don't want the email. They're sick of email. They want you to call them on the phone. So that's what I've been doing. And it's been working. It's been working really, really well for me to just get them on the phone and talk to them. Or I have people download Zoom. I've been on Zoom calls like every day for like 2 weeks. I have them download Zoom. And see, that's even more fun. They can do it while they're on their lunch break at work. They can do it while they're riding around in their car. Not that I recommend that, but people will put it on the thing and sit it on their shift, on their gear shift. And all they have to do is talk and drive. They don't even have to look at me. But we can have an actual conversation, and I can see them. I can see their face. I can see if I'm annoying them, or I can see if they're listening to what I'm saying, if they're nodding their head, or if they're shaking their head, or if they're rolling their eyes. So even if they can't watch me at the time, I can see them. And that's important for me.
So with that, then, why don't you share what tools, apps, organization, systems, stuff like that, because you're having to funnel down. You got that 2-hour time frame, and I saw your book, your appointment book, and you got an app, you got Zoom. What else are you using to kind of build the business, organize yourself, and things like that? Keep those, so that 2 hours is just like focus.
Yeah, I use a contact system that Jen actually created, and I'll find the video and repost it. But I have an index box. It's a big one. And on each index card is their name and whatever information I have about them. That's for my customers. So every day, Monday through Saturday, I go to whatever color of the day it is. There's 5 different colors. And I go through every single color, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, the people that I weren't able to contact, those are the people that I contact on Saturdays. And that's what I do for my customers. And it makes no sense the way I'm explaining it. But basically, there's a pack of index dividers, and they're like A through Z. And there's like 5 different colors: yellow, blue, green, whatever. And I just went through and I made labels. Some people write it out, but I just made labels of every customer that I had in my back office. You can do it from your back office. There's a report you can run, and it'll print labels for you. And I took an index card and I put a label on one index card that represents each person. And then I put them in this catalog system based on their last name. And so that way, every week, every single customer that I have, they get some type of contact from me. It may be an email. It may be a random text message. I love to send random text messages that just say, "Good morning, thinking about you. I hope you have a good day." Or if I know that someone has told me previously they were having some big meeting, at 2:00 on this day or whatever, then I'll send them a text at 2:00 or at 1:55, be like, "Good luck at your meeting today. Let me know how it goes," or something like that. So I just try and maintain the relationship. I don't make everything that I talk to people about to be something for them to buy or something that I need them to do. A lot of times it's just saying hi. It's just liking their cat picture. I don't even like cats. But sometimes they'll have a cat picture. I'll like the cat picture and say, "Oh my gosh, it's a cat." That's all it takes. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but people just want to know that you care about them, that you're interacting with them. They don't expect us to be experts. They don't expect us to be anything other than just someone in their life that gives a damn whether or not they're drinking their shake, whether or not they're getting healthy, and whether or not they're having a good day. That's all they want. And so that's what I try to give to my customers. For new people, once I send them a message, I have an index card and it just says sent message on this day. I may make a few notes about that message and then I move on. And then when they return the message, or if it's been more than 2 or 3 days, I'll send them another little message. "Hey, just wanted to check in on you." And that may be all I say. But I just keep the conversation going. And then after, it really depends on how I built the relationship with them. If I find a way to lead into something health and fitness wise, I will. If I don't, I won't. We'll just build up. And eventually they'll ask me, "Well, what do you do? How are you? Can you give me some advice on this or give me some advice on that?" And that's how I end up leading into Beachbody. And somebody asked a question, if I led with Beachbody, with fitness or with business. It depends on the person. It really depends on the person. I try to always end up on the business aspect of it, but it truly depends on where they are in their journey.
Okay. So, one of the other things that came up in our conversations with you and Jen too, that has been kind of a common theme too, is personal development, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of became kind of a big thing. It was kind of a game changer for you, right?
It was key. I've done personal development reading, but I'd read a couple pages here, and then 3 days later, somebody would post something about personal development. I'd be like, I need to read my book. I'd read a page or two then, and then a few weeks later, I'll be going to bed and I can't quite sleep and look over and see the book and be like, oh yeah, I was reading that book. And so the big change I had was listening to Kiana's call. Actually, I was like, you know what? I need to get focused and I need to read a book. I need to pick a book. I literally have, and it's so pathetic, I must have about 400 self-help books and business books. Any book that's ever been mentioned that should be read, I've gotten it. And half of them are still wrapped up. Some of them are still in the Amazon box they came in. It's pathetic. So I took everything out of the Amazon box. I put them on 6 foot tall shelves, and now all my books are there. And so I was reading a chapter a day. But what I have determined from that, which is absolutely a learning experience, is a chapter a day for me, is not a good idea. And the reason why is because in that chapter, I'm going to get 30 key points that I need to work on. But the problem with that is I can't work on 30 things at a time. And then the next day, there's a whole nother chapter. So I went back to basics, stopped trying to rewrite things, and I do my 7 to 10 pages depending. I get to a good stopping point. And then there's maybe 1, maybe 2 things that I need to let it marinate, figure it out, and then figure out how to apply it to my business. So I went back to doing no more than 10, maybe 12 pages a day, so I'm at a good stopping point. And it's helped me a lot. And it sounds cheesy, and I'm one of those people that always thought it was cheesy, but it has 100% helped me to be more focused. And now I read my 10 pages every single night before I go to bed. Every night, no matter what time it is, no matter if I just rolled in the house and it's 12:30, I read my 10 pages. And it's helped me a lot. I've gotten way more focused. I think I got more coaches last week than I had all last year. And that's not even an exaggeration. It's pathetic, but that's what it was. And I could have just been focused like this last year and I'd probably be exactly where I want to be, but I'm not. But I will be come December. I promise. Watch me. December, I'll be where I want to be. Yep. And I'm putting it out there public, and all y'all can throw the whip at me.
Now you like that.
I was going to say that too.
I wanted to add.
Oh, don't say whip.
I wanted to throw something in there, Karen. You'd made a really excellent post the other day about your income with Beachbody and your work. And we touched upon it a little bit today, but I thought, that was a pretty powerful statement, and then along kind of following that thread, we talked also about, you found yourself, you're on an inside leg and you are your own leader. I mean, you have me and Blake, and you got Jen as your success partner. So you're not alone, but you are the upline. You are your leader. With the exception, like I said, of your family around you. You've got awesome family around you,
yes,
patting us on the back because we love you. And anyway, so I just wanted to see if you would address that a little bit, because I think that's also another powerful part of your story of, the flag that you've planted in the sand, right?
Yeah.
And about that income and how, it's kind of, I thought that was cool for people to hear.
Yeah, my Beachbody income has far surpassed my job income. And I've always said that when it did that, I would quit my job, but I didn't. And I didn't because I'm afraid is one reason. But the other reason is because every single time I doubled my income. And as soon as I did, something happened within my family that I won't go into, but that just eats up that second income. So it's almost as if I don't even make it. So I did have a family meeting with my family. I let them know, look, this is it. I love y'all more than I love myself, which is the truth. But I'm not going to be here to help you in a minute if I don't slow down. I'm not oblivious to the fact that I need to slow down. But if I don't slow down and if I don't stop burning the candle at both ends, I'm not going to be here and you're going to be out here on your own for real. So I had to do that. So I decided that once I add an additional $1,000 a week to my income, then I'm going to quit my job. And that is scary because, like I said, I've been there for 16 years. But I am on an inside leg of the organization. I've not had one coach put under me, not one. Every single coach that's in my organization, it's either my personally sponsored or someone on my team personally sponsored them. That's just the way it goes. But I think that a lot of times I get messages from other, not within our organization, let me stress that, but I've gotten emails from coaches on other teams that are like, I can't get any help. I don't know how to log into my office. Just last week, I was trying to help this person. I can't log into my back office. I can't do this. I can't do that. What's Shakeology? When you hear someone that has signed up as a coach and doesn't know what Shakeology is, that's a problem. So yeah. I think it's important that we all know that we do have to take our business into our own hands. Whatever it's real easy to blame it on this person and blame it on that person. And if only they had recruited people for me, if only they had done my job for me, I'd be, way better off. It just doesn't work that way. Anything that you want in life, you're going to have to work for it, and that includes your business. So if you don't take control of your business and your business fails, I'm telling you, you can't blame anybody but yourself. Now, I know that I can be however I can be, but the truth of the matter is wherever we are in our business, we're there because that's where we deserve to be. If we didn't do the work, that's why we're where we're at. If your coaches are falling off, what are you supposed to be doing anyway? You're supposed to be building all the time. And my whole thing was I had coaches that I felt like I should pull with me because I'm the type of person, I have a very tight circle and I don't really let people in. So when I get someone in my circle and I'm going somewhere, I want all of them to go with me. That's who I am. I don't want to be, I always say I don't want to be 5-star unless I can take this person with me. It took me 2 years to realize you can't drag people. You just can't. I've had people telling me that day in, day out. The truth of the matter is everyone has to take control of their own business. If you're not plugging in the calls and you're not asking questions and you're not utilizing the group, wherever you are in your business is because that's where you worked to be. So if you don't plug in, if you don't reach out to your upline, if your sponsor coach isn't helping you, then you need to go to their coach. If that person's not helping you and you need help that bad, you need to go to that coach's coach until you get to the very top of the ladder. And if that doesn't work, I am here to tell you that Google is your friend. Google it. Google it. You can find it. Google it. If it doesn't make any sense to you and you're in Team Fit Revolution group, all you got to do is post it in there. I can promise you, I've not seen anybody post anything that I thought, well, that's a dumb question. Never. Never, because if you knew the answer, you wouldn't be posting the question. That means that somebody didn't tell you and you need to know, right? So use the group, Google it, do whatever you need to do, but understand that wherever you are, you put yourself there. You want to go further, you've got to do the work.
Cool. So one of the other questions then is, I know what it is, and you brought it up earlier, but maybe explain what a sneak peek is, because we're recording this, so it's going to go out, and like I said, some of us on here know what that is, but I wanted to go back to that just to kind of cover what a sneak peek is, and maybe how some other people can do that for their businesses too.
Sure. The sneak peek is like a business opportunity meeting, but it really gives them the nuts and bolts of what being a coach is, but in bite-sized pieces. My personal opinion is that a lot of times when we're trying to tell people, the benefits of being a coach and all that, we throw up on them. We can't help it. We're excited. And so you kind of tell them all this stuff in their mind. You're like right leg, left leg. They're like, what is she talking about? Binary plan? They have no idea what you're talking about. So if we do it in this, I do it in a sneak peek because I can give them a little bit at a time over the course of 5 days. It's a private group. Once people are in it, I'll change it to secret. You can't see who's in it. You're nothing. It's just a private group. And every day I'll post 2 to 3 posts every day. I try to do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then one later on in the evening. I start the groups on Monday. I cut off registration on Monday morning. And the reason why, and people get ticked off, and I've gotten some messages, but I'm going to tell you again, but I'm going to say it this time instead of typing it. The reason why I do it that way is because I do not want to add people on Wednesday, because now they've got to either catch up on 3 posts, which is at least 6 to 9 different videos and posts, which defeats the purpose of giving it to them a little bit at a time. Or they just don't even read those posts and they just start reading Wednesday's posts, and they just miss a whole ton of stuff. So I like for everyone to start together and we end together, and everybody gets the exact same information at the exact same time, and no one's lost. And then the coach that put that person in there isn't fielding 30 questions of stuff that was covered in the group because you added them on Wednesday. So that's why I only do it up until Monday. Once that first post goes in, I stop. I do the same thing for Go Emerald Group. The whole point is to make you go in and read everything every single day. That way you don't miss anything. It's for you. It's for us. It's so that you can build your business. But the sneak peeks are great. And like I said, I'm reworking it right now because I think that we have a huge opportunity with military right now. The fact that, like I said, the fact that they can get a 6-figure income and they don't have to pay for anything, no startup, no fees, that's huge. So I really wanted to be able to appeal to them. So I do have 4 to 5 coaches that I handpicked from my team and from my Success Partners team, Jen, my Success Partner, because I have 3. That I handpicked to put in the group because they were people that showed me that they wanted to work their business. So those are the people that I handpicked to test these groups out. And through that, over the last 3 weeks, I've been able to, I think, get it to where I want it to be. But I've got to try a couple more things this week, and we're going to see. And I think it'll be ready to give to the team. I'll do a big one for the team. If you have Automatic CEO, they have a 5-day sneak peek. That's like an autoresponder type thing. That may work for you. You can take some of those posts and change them around. That way they sound like you. But they've been crucial. You and your downline coaches can put people in these groups and answer questions. Your downline coaches learn things every time they go in there, because someone will post a question and then somebody will go and answer the question, and it may be something that your downline coach didn't even know. So it's been very, very, very critical. And I think it's also been one of the keys to getting my coaches to invite people. It's easier to invite people to something that someone else is doing where the information's already ready than it is to invite people and then you got to try to sit and explain all of this stuff, which is the whole point of having all these tools, third-party tools that we should be using, but we don't because we're so excited. We throw up on the people and tell them everything there is and how wonderful Beachbody is. And then the sneak peek. And I'm hoping that the sneak peek will be a tool that everybody can use, and with a lot of success. It's been awesome so far. And I think that it's going to be key to letting everybody kind of expand their businesses a little bit and get some coaches under them.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the revised version. If anybody has any questions for Karen, you guys type them in the chat there too. So one of the things we had discussed too was, because I suck at Facebook, as we all know. I don't post, and I've been working on changing that because I know I need to. And Karen's quite the opposite. She's awesome. If you watch some of her posts, she's highly creative and funny, and she keeps you going. And I think you told me some things on some of our calls we did with you, me, and Jen about what you do and what you think probably the do's and probably the don'ts that people should not do, that they don't know they're doing, but I see that people doing, I go, oh, I see people, 90% of the people do stuff that you say, why do they post this stuff? You know, because it's not helping. And you do stuff that engages people and you get a bunch of likes. And then we talked about how we were going to, we haven't done it yet, but we were going to start tracking that. So I don't know if you want to share that a little bit too about what we're going to kind of be working on. You can lead with it, and maybe I'll follow up with where we're going to take it ultimately. But I think it's a pretty good idea for tracking, you know, what people are doing, what take a little bit of effort, but to share the people the do's and don'ts from your opinion on Facebook so that they stop doing the things that they shouldn't be doing, you know, and then start doing.
I don't post Beachbody on my wall unless I'm sharing my workout or it's some roundabout way. I think the biggest turnoff, and from what the people that I see on the call, I don't believe anyone does it, but a lot of people will just Beachbody people to death. People will 100% hide you and unfollow you, and they'll never see anything that you post. I always post. I want to attract the people that are most like me. So, because in this business, we get to pick and choose who we work with, right? And whoever you choose to be on your team, it better be somebody you can truly deal with, because otherwise they're going to drive you crazy. So I want to attract people that are like me. I want people that want to have fun. I want people that understand it's a business, but sometimes it's time to work, but sometimes you got to have fun too. So I post things that have absolutely nothing at all to do with Beachbody. But the whole reason why I'm posting it is because I want to see what you're saying. I want to see who's liking it. I want to see what your comments are. I want to gauge if you're the type of person that I would like to have on my team. And that's the whole purpose for every single thing that I post. I will post things that I will vent on Facebook. I will try not to go on a huge, long rant. And I always try to find the positive at the end of the rant, because I want people to know that there is nothing about me that is perfect. I am probably the most flawed person on the planet. So there's definitely nothing about me that's perfect. So when I'm struggling, I want them to know that I'm struggling. I want them to know that I'm just like them. I truly believe that when people meet me, I think I'm exactly as I appear to be. At least I try to be. I try to be extremely transparent on social media, very much so. When I do post something, I will go through likes and I will see who has liked it that is not on my friends list. At that point, I make a little note of their name. I have a group on Facebook that's called Just for Karen, and you can search for it all day long and you'll never find it. It's a private group. There's only one person in it, and that's me. And what I will do is when they like it, I'll write their name down, but I need to be able to find them kind of quickly. So in this Facebook group that's no one's in it but me, there's links to stuff. And one of the documents in there is just the URL code of the people that have liked my posts that aren't my friends on my friends list. That way I can go through on occasion and click on it and go to their page and see what they're doing. Is it somebody I want to add? I always send a message when they like something and they're not on my friends list, and I'll always just say, oh my gosh, thank you for liking my post. And I'll just make maybe a 2 or 3 sentence message and send it to them. And that's it. And that usually opens up conversations. But I keep them in that group because I can always get to it because it's in Facebook. You can get to Facebook from everything nowadays. And I need to be able to do that. I share anything that I want to share with somebody, I'll put it in that group too. Ain't nobody in it but me, so I can put whatever I want in there. I can write out, Facebook posts while I'm sitting at home or driving. I use Siri. If you've ever gotten a text message from me, you probably know it's Siri because it sounds ridiculous. But I'll put my posts in that group, and then when I get home, I can just copy and paste it because generally I probably don't have time to even be posting it, because I'm probably running in the house real quick for something, and I'll just post it just from there. But that's what I do. Anything that's trending, I try to pay attention to stuff that's trending. But if it's like the Kardashians or something like that, I ain't got time for that type of stuff. And I don't want people in my circle that's how they live their life. That's probably not the person I want on my team. Nothing against those of you who like the Kardashians, that's cool. But we're not going to have anything to talk about. We're probably not going to have anything in common. So it would be pointless for me to spend a whole lot of time building a relationship with you. And I know that sounds cold. You're probably a great person, but we're not going to have anything in common. I'm going to annoy the hell out of you because I'm going to say, I can't believe you sit there for an hour and watch that. And that's me being judgmental. So I cannot be judgmental by just not even going there with you. And that's what I do, right or wrong.
So on the Facebook group then, so if you got somebody, you copy their Facebook URL and you put it in a post in your secret Karen group, and then you can keep notes on that person in that post and keep adding things into that one post on that one that's kind of a prospect, right? It's eventually, or suspect right now, trying to get into a prospect.
Sounds like Evernote Facebook style.
Yeah, I do it on a file. I do it on a file in there so that everything's on one document. I just bold their name so that I have it. But a post would work too, but I'd have an issue. I'd be trying to find the post and I'd be annoyed. So if I can just go to the file, I don't have an issue with searching a file. I can search a file, but if I have to scroll through the page, I won't do that. So I put everything on the file. And it works for me. It works for me. I haven't lost anybody. I know I keep my other trick, and I was telling Blake, is that Facebook will only let you add 5,000 people. The problem with that is that once you get to 5,000, then you can't add anymore, and people can't send you friend requests. So I will never have more than 4,999 friends. And then I get deleted every day. I delete people every day. As I'm deleted, then I'll add people up until the 4,999 mark. And the reason why is because I don't want people to not be able to send me a friend request, because I look through my friend requests and I will try and build relationships with them. I will just send them a message and say, hey, I'm sorry, I see your friend request, but I'm completely maxed out, but I get deleted or I delete often. So please just click the follow and follow me, and I will follow you, and I do. I will follow you as well. And as room becomes available, I will add you to my list, to my Facebook list. People love that. I have conversations with that all the time. So just don't add more than 4,999 people. Stay right there. Just stay there. That way people can continue. You can continue to build your list. Otherwise, how are you going to build your list?
Yeah. So, and we talked about taking it to the next step too, where we were going to check, put like a little number, like how many times they liked one of your posts, so you can kind of start building this database of what people are saying. Here's a comment they made. So you're almost kind of like building a profile of somebody, but in your, for me, it's a Word doc. For you, you're doing it in a doc in Facebook. And that way, as you start doing that, you can go back to those people and start going, I noticed that you kind of posted, because they're going to kind of start posting about things that they kind of a general grouping that they kind of like, and they're going to kind of identify who they really are in life. And then you can kind of start conversations based around almost like a database of that person. It takes some work and effort, right? Because you got to sit there and meticulously do stuff, but you got a pretty good quality list that you got there that you can, especially if they're liking your stuff. Now you got somebody that's constantly liking you, but you're tracking that instead of just like, oh, look, I got 7 to 8 random likes, and I don't know anything about anybody, but you're pulling those likes out, you're pulling those people out, and kind of track, kind of like I said, you're creating this can be a pretty powerful database. Once you start seeing, oh, wow, this person likes, 90% of my posts. Well, that's a good person to potentially at some point that Karen can go out and say, hey, I notice you're constantly liking what I see. You look like we got some stuff in common, blah, blah, blah. And then she can take that conversation to another level, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I reach out to people every day on my Facebook, every single day. I think that's what everybody misses. Not everybody, I shouldn't say that, but I know that there are some people who spend a whole bunch of time posting all these cute little videos on their walls and their progress pictures and things like that. And you can have however many likes, and you can be building likes, but if you're not contacting them, you're missed the boat. You wasted time. Because if you're not sending them a message, if you're doing nothing, they're just hanging out there in the wind. But then if they're liking your video, they're also liking so-and-so's video, they're liking Will's video, they're liking Dalton's video, they're liking Ashley's video, they're liking everybody's video. The person that reaches out and connects with them, that's the person that's going to get that potential coach or that potential customer. That's the person that's going to be able to help that person. If you got 5,000 likes on your picture, that's cool. But if you didn't reach out and talk to nobody, you just wasted your time.
Yeah, and the other thing is the things you don't post. we talked about, you're not out there going, hey, who's the next person that wants to make $1,000 a week? Who's I don't think you probably take pictures of your meals and stuff like that, right?
Every now and then, if I'm drinking my Shakeology and I'm working hard and I'll look down and realize, man, it's 1:00. I'll be like, man, it's 1:00. I'm drinking my Shakeology to fuel my day, but man, it's a long day. A sister is tired. That's what I will post. I'm not going to post, look at me here. I'm drinking my Shakeology. Click this link so you can get yours. It's annoying. I also don't post, I'm having a huge sneak peek. Come join my sneak peek. I don't do that. It is tacky. They don't feel special. They don't feel special. They don't feel like you handpicked them to be on their team. You just made this big post. Hey, I'm doing a sneak peek. Come see what I'm doing. They don't care. They don't feel special because they now feel like you'll let anybody on your team. They don't feel special anymore. So I don't do those posts. It's way better to contact that person directly and privately. It is. And also you won't get into that tit for tat on your wall. Oh, well, I tried Beachbody back in the day and back in, 2002 and it was this way or that way or whatever. You don't get into all that mess on your wall. Never. It'll never happen because it's not on your wall. So I don't post a desperate pick me, please, I'm desperate, I need you to buy P90X for me. I don't do that. Very rarely will I share a sale unless it's just like the bomb sale. I'll make one post and I'll say, I don't normally share this, but this sale is awesome. If I think it's really awesome, I'll post it. And then I'll say, message me. I'm not putting any links. It's tacky, it's cheesy, and you're not supposed to do it on your personal page anyway. If somebody reports you, you're going to get kicked off.
Yeah, a lot of them do it though. But so how many of you, let's see, you've been like throwing people up on the team page for like, how many of you sponsored in the last month or so? Personally?
Oh gosh, I think personally sponsored in the last 2 weeks, 6, maybe 7. I don't really know. It's so funny. I was talking to Will about this earlier today, and I truly don't remember what the number was, but more than I did all year last year. And I should be ashamed of myself, and that's why I'm saying it out loud. So maybe I'll listen to this call and I'll hear it again and be like, girl, what were you thinking? Don't ever do that again. But it's the military. It's a military discount. I only got 2 military coaches from all this. Everyone else is just some people that love the product that I've been talking to. I'm not pushy, believe it or not. I'm not pushy when it comes to joining the business opportunity or anything like that. I just try and be supportive. So if I know that you can help somebody, I'm going to tell you, you know what? I have someone right now that just signed up as a coach. She refers people to me all the time. And I'm always saying, you could have just made $30. You could have just made $70 for that challenge pack you just sold for me that I didn't do anything. But it was never about that for her. But now she feels like she's ready to be a coach, and she is. She's 100% ready, and she's going to do great. So I'm not pushy, but I definitely look for opportunity.
No, I mean, it's transformed your business. So that's what's amazing, I mean, like you said, you've gotten more like Jen and everything too. I think it's personal development. It was the attitude change, you just said, bam, I'm doing it. Kind of like Kiana, So,
yeah.
Powerhouse.
I changed my circle.
We're gonna get some guys on here. Come on.
Yeah. I know. Hey, there's quite a few guys on here right now. But that's I changed my circle. I went from being in just a really small group of people because, like I said, I'm very cautious. But I expanded my circle. I added Jen as a success partner. I already had Lawrence, who is on this call, and I'm so happy right now. But I already had Lawrence. Lawrence has been my success partner since 2010, not just in Beachbody, but in everything else. And then I had Jen, who I added to my circle. And I say my circle because I hold my circle dear to me because it takes quite a bit to get in my circle because I can be a handful. And then I already had Josie was in my circle. I added Casey. I added Will. And at that point, I just became so much more focused on my business by having these flipping incredible people to surround me all the time. And I'm thinking, I gotta, know, I want to pace with them. I want to be successful with them. So now instead of me saying I want to get to the top and I want to drag all these people with me, I'm saying when they get to the top, I don't want to be down here. So now I'm trying to keep pace with them. And it's been incredible. And I love it. Absolutely love it. That was definitely key. Definitely.
Well, that's awesome. We're coming up on an hour here. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I don't see any in there, but I'm going to add something that Karen said. So things are changing, and just so you guys know, something we're working on. But Karen mentioned two things. She said mail. People are looking at mail more than they are at email, meaning this type of stuff. So we're working on a funnel right now, and we'll keep you guys posted. But we're sending out. This is showing what we got. So that's 300 letters, and we got 200 boxes, or we got 2 boxes of these. So we're sending out.
Hey, that was a lot of work you just spilled on the floor,
Yeah,
mister.
I need to kind of pick these up too.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, that's your job.
So we're working on a new system, new funnel system, where we're going to be teaching. Hopefully, we're coming up some pretty cool stuff. It's kind of what Karen said. You know, people are the whole email and stuff like that is just people are overwhelmed, and it's literally flipping back around to picking up the phone and talking to people, like Karen said. You know, so that I just want people to understand that that's what it really takes. You're not gonna. I've never signed anybody up, you know, just clicking on something. You know, that I've always had to talk to them. You know, so man, I got letters everywhere. So we'll talk to you guys about that. But anyway, I just wanted to thank Karen. Karen, do you have anything you want to close it out with? You know, before we said the connects, we're up here about almost an hour now. So you've given everybody a lot of great advice, and time flies when you're having fun and getting educated and learning great stuff. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing your everything that you've done and your transformation. Awesome. And how your business really exploded. And I'm looking forward to seeing 5-Star Karen and at Christmas.
Don't miss it. Don't blink. You'll miss it.
Well, and just a quick announcement. We've got a Summit page up now that we'll post, and we'll start promoting for people that are going to Summit so we can stay connected. And then Blake and I are working on a possible group party at Summit. I talked over the details with Karen because she was the only one here to talk to, and I needed to talk to somebody. But we're working on a team party Friday or Saturday so we can all connect and hang out and have some drinks and relax and take pictures together and all that good stuff. So just help us spread that around to your teams and stuff, because we want everybody who's going to Summit to be able to connect. And it worked pretty good for Cancun, huh, Karen and Will?
Oh, yeah.
And Josie. I think everybody, we all kind of used the Facebook page to kind of play Marco Polo with each other, and it worked pretty good.
All right. Well, if anybody, Karen, you got anything else you want to say in closing before we shut it down for the night?
Nope. Just go out and invite everybody you know to your business opportunity. Just do it. The person that you're the most afraid of, go talk to them first. Then after that, everything else is easy. So that's my tip.
The 3 vital behaviors on steroids. So. All right, everybody. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. I think we got it recorded, so we'll post it to the team page later tonight if we get time, if not tomorrow for sure. And once again, thanks everybody for joining. We know it's summertime and July 4th weekend, so we're a little light tonight, but we'll get it so everybody can see it. And thanks everybody for showing up, and we'll catch you next Thursday.
And have an awesome holiday weekend and a safe one, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.